Hello, my dear friends. This is the new channel, the Little Dear Search channel, and this is which gives the free education to all over the world, childrens and students. Those are studying, okay, and can learn the English, mathematics, and science subjects easily and very fluently. Okay, now let's come to the point. And today's topic is science, and that is the sixth standard, chapter number 5, that is the separation, and NCRT books from the India, and can learn the separation of substances. Anywhere in the world can learn any child about the separation of substances. The many substances around us are there, and among of them some impurities are there, and we have to separate it from one another, can separate. And every day that is the process we do in at our house also, and anywhere in the companies and industries also. And that is the that topic we are going to study, that is the separation of substances. Now see, why do we need to separate the substance? We need to separate it, the substances which are mixed, which have the impurities, so that. But in this topic, the what is the need, and what is the main reason to separate the substances? We need the separate substances, that the different components are mixed in it, so we have to separate them. Separate so the first topic, now see the first point, the separate or remove the impurities. To remove the impurities or to separate the things, that we have to do to remove the stones from the grains or pulses. This is the process which we takes place in our in our everyday life, and that is the remove the husk from the grains, and that is the every farmer do this, and we get the many types of or various types of the that grains, and remove the husk. And we can added husk will there, then we cannot be eat that, and it will be not digest for our also that grains. That's why we have to separate or remove the impurities from the different these substances, or the separate two. Now second, the separate two different but useful components. Now see here, the cream from the milk, we have to take out cream, and can get the curd, and that means another things which we makes, the mixture of orange from gava. This is the simplest thing. The separate useful and non-useful components, the tea leaves from the tea, as well as pulp from the juice also. And that way it is also everyday's life, in our everyday's life the various things we do, and that is the separation of substances, we can see that. Now see the methods of separation of the substances. The some methods are there, and by which, and by using that methods, we separate our substances from the mixture or impurities. Now first see the hand picking method. Which is the hand picking? The some grains are at our house, and then women's what do we do, that the separates the stones or separates the soil which is inside, and that is the that method is known as the hand picking method. Hand, by using the hand, and picking means by pick up, to pick up from the that impurities. And threshing, this is also another method by using which we separate the substance. And this is the winnowing also, this process, it is also method of separation of substances. The more examples we have to go, we have to take next. The sieving is also one method by which we separate. Sedimentation and decantation also, it is a process or method, can say. Filtration and evaporation and condensation is also one another one, the processes or many processes. These are the some methods or process, we can say that, by which we can separate the substances or impurities from the substances. Okay, now see the hand picking. Hand picking means what? The process of separation solid particles from the mixture by hand. Separation of solid particles from the mixture. Given mixture is there, suppose uh, wheat is there and some stones are there, by picking up by using the hand, and that is the hand picking method. The threshing, next one is the threshing, the process of separating the grains from the stalks by hitting them on a hard surface is called the threshing. For example, the separating the wheat grains from the stalks, that you know. The winnowing means what? The process of separating lighter and heavier particles by using the wind or blowing air is called the winnowing. The farmers stands on the higher place and they moves like this, and they in the floating of the air, the the lighter substances or the lighter weight substances husk, for example, the separates from the that grains, and that process is known as the winnowing. Next one is the sieving process. The process of separating very fine particles from the bigger one, and by using the sieve is called as the sieving. It is used to separate the bran from the flour, and by using the strainer or the pebbles from the sand at construction site also. By using the big that stones we cannot construct properly, so that we have to separate it, and that method is known as the sieving method of the separation of substances. Next is the sedimentation and decantation. What is sedimentation and decantation? Let's see. The when we allow the mixture to stand for a while, the sand settles down. Mixture of the decantation, when we allow the mixture to stand for a while, the sand settle down after some seconds. The process of settling down of heavier insoluble of the bottom, we can say that the solid particles goes to the bottom. For example, here is the one beaker, we can say. Here is the some water is added and some sand is there. Then sand particles after that stand a while, then what happens? The solid particles goes down, or sand goes down, and inside the water will there, and it will be get the separate. That is called the sedimentation process. Okay, when we carefully pour out water, this process is called the decantation. The beaker is there, suppose, and that if we will pour the water from the sand, and it will, if it will be separate what from that beaker, then we will get the separation of the substances. And from this we have studied about the what we with the various types of the processes of the separation of the substances we studied, and we can understand about this. The saturated solution is there. For example, some in science subject, the solution that has a maximum amount of the dissolved solute in it, and the cannot dissolve further amount of the solute, and that at that the temperature is called the saturated solution. Suppose solution is available, and inside if you want to add something another thing, and it is not getting the mixing, so that that solution is known as the saturated solution. Solubility is increased on heating as the space between the water molecules increases. If you will give the heat to that substance, then what will happen? The water molecules from that, it gets the decreasing their bond length, and it means it will get the liquid position. And what will happen? The space between the water molecules, you know, the H2O is inside the water, and the water molecules will be increase their space between the bonding, and that we will get the we can say the molecule increases and the space will increase, so that cooling decreases the solubility, you know, as the opposite of this, the cooling will increase the the cooling will decrease the solubility, and this is called the saturated solution. In that we have studied the separation of the such things. From this we can study the separation of substances and the various things and methods, that hand picking, winnowing, that threshing, and so many things. So I hope that you have understood about the substances of the 6th standard students, or the those are studying, or those are wants to study about this. So I hope that this is the free education channels, and you will get the more knowledge about the science, mathematics, and English grammar also. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.